2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. It's the 80s team taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. It'll be the 80s team off the tip. Now the starting group for the visitors. We've got McHale. Johnson is out there with Jordan. Then there's Moses Malone. And it's Bird in at the small forward spot. Malone. McHale trying to free himself up. Malone can't hit. And so Payton will bring it up to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yep, that one goes.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Johnson, the pass to Malone. Bird outside. Knocks it loose. Just 5 on the clock. For 3, Kobe. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. The 80s team with the ball. And Malone with the basket on the assist by Bird.
And Malone, a high percentage scorer when he gets it in deep. Once he's got the defense on his back, the game becomes easy with his ability to score.
Now, here's Fox. No good off the back of the rim.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
Payton passes to Bryant. Fox with it. He's picked up by Jordan. The pass to Malone. Back to Payton. Wide open look. And the jumper falls for him. Now here's Johnson. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Bird, the pass to McHale. Back to Bird. Drains it from 17 feet out.
Just such great consistency on that jump shot. Even though he's not always squared up, Bird terrific in the catch and shoot game.
Payton finds Fox. Jordan against Kobe. Lets it fly from 18. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity. 80% from the field to start, playing with a ton of confidence.
Payton against Johnson. Fox deciding where to go with it. Pass to O'Neal. Malone trying to break free. Shaq's shot is off. First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission. You won't find a much more entertaining sight. I'd call that slam dunk contest level.
Malone outside. A pass to Bryant, and the dunk by Kobe.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Now here's Johnson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Passes it to Bird. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. The Lakers trail. Payton with the ball. Fox passes to Malone. Pass to Kobe. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Up the floor. And it's Malone finishing it off.
And the insane peripheral vision there. If anyone's open, even for an instant, Magic's gonna find you.
Kobe with the bucket.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Now Johnson. They double-team Johnson. Malone kicks to Johnson. And there's the pass to Bird. Tipped away. It's stolen by Bryant. Kobe draws the double. No one near Payton as he lets it go. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Jordan inside, guarded by Kobe. Rejected by Kobe, but they'll get another chance. Bird's shot is good.
Boy, his hard work on the offensive glass earning an additional opportunity.
Payton against Johnson. Fox passes to Malone. Now here's Bryant. O'Neal controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
On the wing, Bird. Pass to Malone. The shot's good. Malone's got 6. And the Lakers have possession. It's a 3-point game. Payton kicks to Fox. Lakers working the ball around now. Malone. Here's Shaq. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Boy, you love what this guy is doing right now. He's taking smart shots, shooting a high percentage, starting to cook.
Johnson double teamed. And Los Angeles with some changes. Grant, he's checked in for Malone. And Georgia subbed in for Fox. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Here's Johnson. Buries it down low.
And when you have this kind of size as a point guard, what a tremendous advantage. Magic can really match up with all 5 positions.
Now, here is George. Here's O'Neal. Back to Payton. Over Johnson. And an air ball on that one. Way off. On the wing, Bird. Defended by George. Bird dishes to Jordan. Puts it up from 12, and the jumper is on the mark. And it's a 5-point 80s team lead.
And when we think about the excitement that Jordan brings to the game, but what about the offensive fundamentals? The man is a perfectionist.
Russell, he's checked in for Kobe. Olajuwon over with the double team. Here's Grant. And stolen by Irving. And they're pushing it up. On up the court. And the basket by Thomas.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 7. The dish to O'Neal. Passes it to George. Shot clock at 6. O'Neal trying to break free. George, no good.
Boy, he's at the cup, but that is tremendous defense. Prohibit the lay-in without fouling.
That one goes. Count it. And the 80s team leads by 9.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Payton kicks to Russell. Outside, George. Out to the right wing. Payton outside to end the run. And no good. And the 80s team going the other way now.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Thomas, good.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
Wow, they've come out strong. Control the pace, assert their will. Nice.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
So if they want to slow our records, it just won't affect us. Take my boys to Mecca. On my blessing with my dogs.
Grant the pass to George. Payton outside to the paint. Trying to find Shaq. He's got it now. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And how about the reach of O'Neal there? A huge target for his teammates on these alley-oops.
To the inside. And the slam dunk by Irving.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
That's tipped. Payton outside, 6 to shoot. And it's Grant in the corner. And that's going to be a travel. And the 80s team has possession. They lead by 11. Pass to Olajuwon. Shoots from the line. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Payton passes to George. Shaq with it. Outside Russell. Launches it. Rebounded by Abdul-Jabbar. Down low. Here's Worthy. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Yeah, but I just love the winning mentality that Grant brings. A big bruising forward who can score at a steady clip.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Horace Grant taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And Grant drops them both. 1:51 left to play in the first quarter. Thomas surveying the D. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Thomas. Olajuwon the pass.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
Now here's Payton. Over Thomas. Payton, good. Payton's got his second basket. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the 80s team. It's a 13-point game. Outside Irving. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Here's the Lakers with the ball. 52 seconds left to play in the first. George, no good. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Here's Thomas. O'Neal with the rebound. O'Neal's got 4 rebounds in this game. Thomas against George. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And the dunk by O'Neal.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
The 80s team making a switch here. That free throw good from Thomas.
And without a doubt, one of the greatest small men we've ever seen. Zeke possesses the skill and determination to just take over a game at any point.
Payton outside. Fires from deep. A three-pointer is right on target. Payton's got 7 points. And so it's the visiting team holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their lead is where it is because they've got good shots. A lot of good shots. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And taking a look, guys, at the 80s team performance, what are your thoughts?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Here's Payton. You've got Russell. Grant is out there with Shaquille O'Neal. Then there's Payton. And it's George in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Here's Payton. And again, it's the Lakers.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Thomas passes to Olajuwon. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And the 80s team leads by 11.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Payton. Great D that time from Thomas.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
They grab their own miss. Abdul-Jabbar, and he makes good on the layup. Abdul-Jabbar's got 6.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Now, here's Grant. Lakers working the ball around now. And the basket by Payton.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. And the pass to Olajuwon. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet.
Yeah, finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
Timeout called the Lakers. Several teams changing it up here. Lakers trail by 13. Russell left side. Pass to Fox. Grant outside. To the paint. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Los Angeles shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Magic Johnson, he checked in for Thomas.
One shot. Yeah, and the defense of Russell just outstanding. Feels like he can shut down any player in this league.
Johnson surveying the floor. Here's Dantley. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's McHale. Here's Malone. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Yeah, Malone's strength can be intimidating. He's superb at scoring, even when the D is draped all over.
Malone outside. Kobe against Wilkins. Kobe gets the bucket.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Russell against Johnson. Passes it to Dantley. Johnson inside. And Magic Johnson with the slam.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Outside Russell. Here's the three. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. The feed to Wilkins. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Johnson's got 4 assists in the game.
Boy, he is quick off his feet and really stronger than he looks. Wilkins can burn you in that painted area.
Now here's Kobe. He's got 9. Malone passes to Grant. And Kobe throws it down hard.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Johnson against Russell. Pass to Malone. Wilkins up top. He was all alone on that one. And the 80s team leads by 14.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Larry Bird, Michael Jordan.
And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Now here's Bryant. He's got 11. Malone. The shot comes out. Some solid defense there from McHale. Bird against Russell. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds, and they say last touch by Bryant. Launches a three, and it's Malone missing.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Fox kicks to Russell. Now the pass to Malone. On the wing, Bryant. Guarded by Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Count that one. Russell's got 5.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Johnson against Russell. Right wing. To the middle. Here's Jordan. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Jordan no good on the free throw.
And the defining trait of the greatest of superstars, Jordan makes the players around him better, mentally, in terms of effort, and in terms of their performance.
Well, you like that he shakes off that rocky first period and knocks down a shot. Nice.
Malone passes to Bird. And here is Johnson. He's guarded by Russell.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
That shot is off. And the 80s team going the other way now. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
When you're trying to claw your way back into a game, you cannot allow second chance opportunities.
Well, how about the effort on the glass? Even with this lead, I love that they're still going after it.
And that one falls for McHale. Lakers trail by 15. Timeout called the Lakers.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Russell against Johnson. Lob pass to Bryant, and Kobe throws it down hard.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Malone. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. The first free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Outside, Fox. Pass to Kobe. And the dunk by Kobe.
And Brian, just a superb athlete, terrific at just imposing his will on the defense on that drive.
Russell against Johnson. Malone outside. Passes it to Jordan. Inside. That's good from Malone on the assist by Bird. Malone's got 4 points now in the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the 80s team. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. McHale, nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. McHale's got 5 now.
Well, this is what he does. Find ways to make his presence felt, and this time on the offensive glass.
How about the hustle on display there? That kind of effort will earn respect from everyone.
Johnson against Russell. And here is Johnson. He's got 6, and here's Bird for 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. He's got 9.
Could there be any doubt? I mean, Bird's such a dead-eye shooter. Sometimes this guy practices threes with his eyes closed.
Good on the triple.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And it's out of bounds. Still the 80s team ball. The 80s team making a switch here. Worthy's checked in. George against Bird. Over George. And he overshot that one, missing. Lakers trail by 15. On the wing, Bryant. Back to Payton. Malone against McHale. And George kicks to Malone. Clock at 6. Payton with the ball. And Worthy picks him up defensively. And O'Neal gets it to go.
You have to appreciate the doggedness and intensity on the glass. Wow.
Johnson against Payton. Up top, Bird. He feeds it to Worthy. And it's blocked. What a play as he just snatches the shot out of midair. Here's Payton. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Now here's Johnson. He has 6. McHale outside. Pass to Bird. There's the triple. Rebounded by the Lakers.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Here's Kobe. But he stays with it. Second chance shot. And the rebound goes to McHale. The 80s team with the ball. They led by as many as 18 points. And Worthy throws it down.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Now, here's George. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Kobe. Malone trying to break free. And Bryant slams it in.
And how about O'Neal zipping passes over to his guys, using that height to find open teammates.
Johnson against Payton. There's the pass to Jordan. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And these are his 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight.
Michael Jordan. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. The 80s team making some changes. Olajuwon's checked in for McHale. Abdul-Jabbar comes in for Bird. And Thomas subbed in for Magic Johnson. And so he makes both from the line.
Boy, showing a lot more aggressiveness now after making 0 trips to the line in the first quarter.
Payton passes to George. He dishes it to Kobe. They double team Kobe. Malone. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got 3 assists in the game.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
Now here's Jordan. He's got 10. Here's Thomas. Ball's knocked loose. It's taken away by Payton. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And it's George finishing it off.
And how about the determination there from Payton? The glove showing off his fast hands yet again.
Out to the right wing. Down low. Here's Jordan. And he banks in the layup. Jordan's got 12 in the game.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Kobe passes to Malone. George, that's a two-pointer. Rebounded by Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar's got his 5th rebound in this one. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Shaq against Thomas. Abdul-Jabbar in the post, and he makes that one. He's got 8.
And don't let the lean physique fool you. Kareem with the strength to finish through contact as well as anybody who's ever played.
The shot by George, wide open. And again, Los Angeles with the triple. With 1 on the clock, that shot no good. And so it's the visiting team with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. And so Payton will bring it up for the Lakers. Trailing by 10. On the court for the 80s team. Bird out there with McHale. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Jordan. And it's Malone in at the 5 spot. Stolen by Bird. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Right side, Fox. And it's blocked by Jordan.
And one of the league's most effective shot blockers from that guard position. Jordan can do it and help defense or on the ball.
Michael Jordan.
Lakers trail by 12. Malone outside. Pass to Kobe. Shoots. They get the rebound. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Out to the right wing. McHale against Malone. Bird outside for the 3. That doesn't go either for Bird.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
It goes in, and the 80s team lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Shaq. Johnson against Payton, and that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
And the Lakers with possession here. Passes to O'Neal. Left side, Kobe. And the Lakers tack on 2 more.
Yeah, you got to know Bryant looking to shoot as soon as he gets the ball. The D can't give him any daylight.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Bird with 11 points in the game.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
McHale against Kobe. Pulls from the top of the key. It's hauled in by Malone. Fox against Bird. Outside Jordan. Over Malone. And they double up Jordan. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And the Lakers have possession. Lakers trail by 6. Outside Bryant. Grant, he's checked in for the Lakers.
That's his first personal foul. Number 4 for your Lakers, Horace Grant.
It's stolen by McHale. Bird against Fox. Pass to McHale. Malone outside. The pass to Jordan to end the cold streak. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Yeah, nice timing there on that catch and shoot. Jordan with such a musical rhythm to his game.
Payton passes to Kobe. Back to Payton.
Well, nice job crashing the glass. You love to see that kind of effort.
On the wing, Bird. To the middle. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Shaq.
Yeah, and Malone excels at putting himself in a great position, really on both ends. Just a dynamite rebounder and interior scorer.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls, and the Lakers making a change here. Russell's checked in. And both free throws good for Malone.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Payton against Johnson. High, arcing shot. It goes in. And the 80s team lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Payton. Pass to McHale. Pass to Bird. Shot clock at 6. The Lakers with the rebound. O'Neal's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
And they double up Russell. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the 80s team has possession. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the 80s team. They led by as many as 18 points.
And you love the quick ups, but then how about that explosiveness on the finish? Irving, man, he just has incredible gifts.
Here's Fox. The 80s team making their last shot. Dishes it to O'Neal. Curvin's checked in for Kevin McHale.
That's his first personal foul. Substitution for the Lakers team. George Durbin.
Shaq in the high post. Malone on him. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
That's his second.
Lakers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal. 2 shots.
That's good from O'Neal. O'Neal hits them both. Now Johnson. 6 points for him. Pass to Irving. Here's Malone. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Shaq's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. It's blocked. Bird against O'Neal. Malone. And then Malone with the dunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Payton. He's got 15. Outside, Fox. The pass to O'Neal. Sinks that one from the post. Shaq's got 18 points.
And O'Neal, just a brute on the block, simply overpowers the opposition.
Gervin outside. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feet.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the three. It's really that simple, guys.
Outside, Fox. Back to Payton. Over Johnson. Tips it up, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in. O'Neal's got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, not sure who was responsible for the blockout, but this guy got in there and dug out his points.
So the 80s team called timeout. They're first. George is checked in for Fox. Here's Malone. 14 points for him. Here's Wilkins. Pass to Bird. To the inside. And then Malone with the dunk.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Here's Payton. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
And how about the quickness on display there for Payton, especially when he's slicing to the basket.
Passes it to Bird. Top of the key. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. He's got 13.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass.
Payton can't get it to go.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it. Boy, nobody between him and the basket on the break, and the pass was right where it needed to be.
And here is Payton. 17 points in the game. And they double up Payton. He kicks it to George. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. That's now 8 points for George.
You have to love the approach Payton takes to the game. An exceptional passer who does a great job with distributing the basketball.
Now, here is Irving. A floater. Nice D from Russell. Lakers trail by 10. George with the ball. Wilkins picks him up.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
The Lakers haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5. The 80s team making some changes. Olajuwon's checked in for Bird, and Thomas subbed in for Irving. That free throw good from George. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for the 80s team. They led by as many as 18 points. Pass to Gervin from past the arc. They get it back.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Now here's Payton. He's got 17. The 19-foot shot, and it's off the back rim, no good.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Now Payton, George Gervin missing on the three. Payton drives in, and it's blocked. Offside Thomas, Gervin, good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 4 assists in the game.
Just a smooth, clever playmaker. Isaiah keeping his teammates involved here.
Los Angeles calls timeout. One of the stories here, Moses Malone getting it done today.
And he's been taking it to the rack all game, and they haven't been able to contain him. They have to put up better fight on the inside.
Malone's checked in for Los Angeles. Bryant comes in for Payton. Here is Russell. He has 7. Outside, George. And there's the pass to Kobe. And again, the Lakers, no good. Here's the break. Here's Gervin. That one wide left. Outside, Russell. Kicks to Malone. Russell against Gervin. Outside, George. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Bryant. Hakeem Olajuwon with the rebound.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all. Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here's Kobe. He's got 21. Here's O'Neal. Tries yet again. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Lakers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Shaquille O'Neal taking 2 shots.
That one is off. And he's good on the second.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
And finished off by Worthy.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Kobe passes to George. Back to Bryant. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. George finds Bryant. Pass to O'Neal. Olajuwon with the block.
without a doubt, one of the most versatile shot blockers in the game. Olajuwon does it in the painted area as well as along the perimeter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here is Bryant. George Gervin picking up that last basket. Malone outside. Back to George. It goes in, and the 80s team lead is kept down to 14 points now in the basket from O'Neal.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy is doing everything he can to get them where they want to be. He's been on a mission in this period.
Now here's Jordan. He's got 14. Feeds it to Worthy. Passes to Dantley. Gervin with it. The Lakers with the rebound. Shaq's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Bryant has the open look. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
Pass to Worthy. And finished off by Worthy.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you have a scorer like Jordan on the floor. He attracts all that attention defensively, leaving guys wide open.
The pass to Bryant. Over Jordan. Can't hit the turnaround jumper. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the 80s team ending the third quarter on a 12-3 run. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The 80s team with the ball. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So for the Lakers right now, we've got Fox. Bryant is out there with Russell. And there's Malone. And it's George in at the 4.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Outside, Fox. Here's Kobe. Olajuwon with the block. Outside Worthy. Shoots from the high post. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Kobe dishes to Russell. And George kicks to Kobe. 6 to shoot. The rebound by Dantley.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he has to step his game up right now.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
The 80s team making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
First personal foul. Substitution for the 80s team. Magic Johnson.
Fox with it. Outside Bryant. 5 to shoot. Over Jordan. Bryant can't get it to go. The 80s team with the ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Pass to Dantley. Outside for Jordan. Shoots over Fox. Tries to save it. Jordan can't get it to go. Pushing it up. Here's Russell. Los Angeles with another miss. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the 80s team. From deep, Jordan falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
It's just one of those nights where Jordan can do no wrong offensively. And let's talk about the endurance to go along with it. Wow.
Russell finds Fox. Bryant with it. Guarded by Jordan. Kobe draws the double.
80s team foul.
Horace Grant, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
That's his second personal foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Kobe. The dish to Grant. Knocks it loose. Malone passes to George. 6 on the shot clock. Bryant is doubled. Here's Malone. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. And the 80s team has possession. Johnson against George. Johnson, the pass to Olajuwon. Bird outside. Back to Johnson. No good from outside.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Oh, good look there as well. And this is what Hakeem's worked on. Pay too much attention to him, and he'll burn you with a nice find.
George passes to Fox. Malone outside. He dishes it to Kobe. And here's George for 3. And again, the Lakers no good. The 80s team with the ball. A nice run, going 12 in a row. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
That's his first personal foul. The 80s team. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. The 80s team also changing it up. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for McHale. And Irving subbed in for Michael Jordan. And Olajuwon drops them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Walton against Bird. Now Walton on the wing. Miller. Over Irving. Miller, no luck. And the 80s team has possession. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Olajuwon's shot is good.
Such a graceful player. Hakeem is light off the ground there for that rebound, and then the skill to send that one home.
Now here's Walton. It's stolen by Olajuwon. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And the slam dunk by Irving.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And here is Los Angeles now. The 80s team making their last shot. Miller, the pass to Smith. Here's Fisher. And that time, also a missed shot.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Bird kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. Here is Olajuwon. Johnson outside. Here's Bird. Good work defensively by Smith.
Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
Irving against Miller. Dishes it to Cook. Johnson against Fisher. Bird with some nice D. The 80s team with the ball. Here's Johnson. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
One shot.
An obsessive perfectionist. Bird's become one of the great passers this league has ever seen.
Wilkins is checked in for Larry Bird.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential. They put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
That's his second personal.
The 80s team making a switch here. Thomas is checked in.
One shot. One shot.
And that one misses.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half. And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
On the wing, Miller, covered by Irving. Miller surveying the floor. To the paint, it's stolen by Wilkins. And now Irving pushing it up, no one back to stop him. And Dr. J slams it in.
And guys, in the open court, that's where Dr. J has you holding your breath. He is a human highlight reel.
Fisher against Thomas. Fisher dishes to Smith. Passes it to Fisher. Back to Smith. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And the 80s team has possession. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Right wing. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Abdul-Jabbar's gone a perfect 5 for 5 from the field. Walton with the ball. Picked up by Elijah Wan. Elijah Wan with the block. Outside Thomas. Shoots the 3. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far. Shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Smith outside. He kicks it to Walton. Elijah Wan with the block. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Fisher against Thomas. Just 5 on the clock. Looking to end the run.
And we've seen them come out and be much more active defensively this half.
And here's the break. Here's Wilkins. Outside Irving. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Now Thomas. Elijah on the pass to Thomas. And he gets it to go.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
They get a hand on it. Here's the break. Here's Irving, and the slam dunk by Irving.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
Fisher against Thomas. And here we go. Thomas heading to the hoop. And the jam by Isaiah Thomas.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
It amazes me how quickly you can change ends. You've got to be prepared to sprint the floor.
Now the pass to Wilkins. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
And you just look at the grace, the agility, versatility that Jabbar brings to the center position. Can beat you in so many ways.
Now here is Smith. 1:46 left in the fourth quarter. Los Angeles with another miss.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
Irving against Fisher. And Julius Irving, the basket on the assist by Wilkins.
Well, that's not the guy you want guarding him at the rim. Just too much of a differential in terms of size.
Wilkins against Smith. Passes it to Fisher. 1:12 left in the game. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for your Lakers, Derek Fisher. At the line for 2.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
The first free throw is good. Fisher hits them both. And here is Gervin. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Dantley. Johnson outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's Worthy, and finished off by Worthy.
Impossible to stop the putback when he's got that kind of position.
Agreed, Greg. Let him get his hands on it inside and finish it off.
How about the activity level, the effort level? This team right now feeding off his energy.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Free throw drops for Worthy.
One of the most feared, versatile scorers at that forward position. Big game James always seems to make the most out of any situation.
Now here's Walton. The feed to Cook. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Third personal foul. Shooting for Los Angeles, Brian Cook. 2 shots.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
That's good from Cook. And so Cook nails both of them. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Gervin against Smith. Takes the 13-footer. Goes back up. And it's Abdul-Jabbar getting it to go.
Well, so great when your offense produces a shot that close to the rim. The rest of the work becomes easier.
Fisher against Johnson. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And so it's the 80s team winning this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.